All right, for this last segment, let's look at the trade bait board and just route through some of these names, see what's hot and what's not.
Yeah, and let's maybe say yes, no. If you were the Flames GM, would you call about this guy?
Yeah. All right, you take the first one.
Oh, number one on the list, Matt Duchene. For me...
Centerman, 27 years old.
Yeah, but as a rental... I'm thinking just as rentals.
Yeah.
For rental, if I could flip my first-round pick, I would take him. He would add some depth to center and help the Flames.
Agreed. He was struggling back with the Avs, but with Ottawa, he's been making some pretty decent plays.
Yeah.
It's really turned his career around, I think, even though he's playing for Ottawa.
I guess after he boomeranged his Twiggy, he let some aggression out and played a bit better.
All right, Wayne Simmons.
Nope.
Yeah, I like him. I like the grind of his game. The only thing is, he's getting kind of up there at the age. So, as a rental...
As a rental, I'd say okay, but I think the price would be too high.
Cheaper than Duchene.
I don't know. There's been talk maybe you'd have to give up first. But yeah, it depends on the price, but yeah.
All right. And then my boy Ferland is on number 3.
Furley. Yeah. If not for a first rounder, but for the right price, I'd bring him back. And he's going to fit in well with the team.
Yeah, Francis was going on about it, and he brought up a lot of good points. There's going to be a lot of teams looking for him for the style of game that he plays. Big physical guy. Yes, for sure.
Yeah, and the Flames could actually use a physical player.
Yeah, I mean... Bennett had to pick up the reins where Ferland left off, and you don't feel the same.
No. So I'm going to jump a few spots here. What do you think about Bobrovsky?
Yeah, what we were talking about before.
I would go no. I just, if you look at his playoff performance, it's been poor.
Yeah.
And you're going to rent him just for the playoffs?
No. That right there... alone, and on top of my whole sentiments is let our goalies see how far they can go with this. And a goalie rental, yeah, it just doesn't feel right. It's not often done, too, I don't think.
No. I remember a couple years ago, LA got Bishop when they already had Quick, and we saw how that turned out. Basically a waste of a draft pick there.
Yeah, no kidding. Following Bobrovsky's Hamilton.
I don't know if there's
don't
enough...
need D.
Well, I just don't think there's enough museums in Calgary to keep them happy. After Hamilton, we got Gustav Nyquist, right winger.
He's a decent player.
I would say we don't need him, though.
No, we don't need him.
Probably better off going for a goalie or a different type of player.
Speaking of goalie, Jimmy Howard is next on the list.
I've never been a fan of Jimmy Howard.
And me neither.
If you could get him for a really low draft pick just as insurance, almost like third string, then maybe, but I'm not inspired. I'd rather roll the dice with Riddick and Smith, to be honest.
Kidding. Seems like a little bit of a dork.
What do you think about this next one? It's a center, Braden Shen.
Who's his brother? There's multiple Shens in the league, and I always confuse them.
Yeah, me too. I know the other Shen is a D, though.
Yeah, and he was with Philly. I don't know if he still is. This one, yeah, for the Blues, he's a decent player. I think he's gone cold. I wouldn't touch him, just because he's got the stank of St. Louis.
Yeah, I don't know enough about him, actually, to make a great comment, but I don't think we need a second or third line center. I think center we're pretty solid with Backlund and Jankowski.
What about another right winger by the name of Jacob Silfverberg?
Do you mean Jakob?
Jakob.
I don't know. I don't see
He's a good player, man. I've seen him score many goals on Calgary.
Yeah. Do you think it would make a difference in our team?
He's been injured this season. No, don't touch him. He's a right winger, though. I don't know if that's something we're needed. There's a lot of lefties.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list here. I'm trying to see if there's any other names that really jump out at me.
No.
I see one. I don't know how available he is, but this one I would give my first round pick for, and that's Mark Stone on Ottawa.
Yeah.
So that one would be interesting. And also the one right above it, 44, Panarin. Those guys
the
would...
bread man.
I love that nickname, the bread man.
It's pretty good. He's not going anywhere. Columbus needs him.
Yeah, those are ones that might be tough to get, but if you can land a player like that, make a move. But just going for some middle-of-the-road player, I think we've got enough depth offensively and probably even defensively. It's just maybe you go for goalie insurance.
Yeah. To be honest, for Calgary, because of... really, the best name from this list is Duchesne.
I think Stone's a better player, in my opinion. It's debatable. Or Panarin's a better player.
Well, but I think it's safer to say Panarin's not going anywhere.
Yeah, the Columbus will probably keep him till the end of the year.
Yeah.
Okay, should we take a quick look at the games ahead before we do the great balls?
All-Star game ahead?
I'm thinking maybe a little past that.
All right. But no, this brings up a good point because their schedule in January had been pretty easy and it steps up in February.
Yeah, the first game is February 1st. They've got Washington.
Yeah.
But no Ovechkin. He'll be suspended.
That's right. He elected to play against Montreal.
No, Toronto.
Toronto, sorry.
And then there'll be a rematch with Carolina and a game with, I think that's it, actually. And then we'll podcast.
Look how who we played in January. How many of them are currently in playoff spots?
And actually I'm wrong. We'll play, before our next podcast, we'll play Washington, Carolina, and then San Jose.
Yeah.
And two of those three are in playoff spots.
Yeah. So, it'll be a more challenging schedule come back from the break.
Yeah. So what's your prediction, Washington game? I know it's 10 days away, but let's make some predictions here.
Some quick predicts?
Yeah, quick predicts.
You know that Washington is on a 7-game losing streak?
I do know that.
And I predict it's going to continue to 8 games when Calgary beats them.
That's a good prediction.
4-2.
I was going to say 4-2.
Oh, think alike.
Yeah, and maybe on one side, I think Washington Stanley Cup hangover is finally kicking in. 10-day break, they'll come back re-energized, and it'll be a tough game.
Yeah.
But also Flames might re-energize with 10 days off, so I'll match you, say 4-2 Calgary.
Yeah, as long as they don't hit a bump they did last year. But as we said before, we don't feel likely that's going to happen. We feel confident about our team this year.
Sending positive energy out to the team.
Positive energy. Speaking of positive energy, there's a lot of positivity around these guys.
You mean our Great Balls winners? Yes, this is the segment where we give recognition to a player who's shown a premium pair of balls in our Great Balls Awards. And I can go first this week. I will be giving my Great Balls Award to James Neal.
Oh.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
So, on the same theme of sending positive vibes, he played a great game last game. Definitely deserves the award. And coming back from All-Star break, I think he'll carry that through. So
you won't. The puck will not roll off his stick this time.
No, I've said this a few times, but I feel like he's turned a corner. He's going to start producing.
He turned 4 left turns, and now he's right back where he started.
Yes.
No, my great balls are to the one Michael Backlund.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
OT winner.
Yeah, that was a nice goal.
Yeah, some other goals before that. Some good passing, good hustling. The consistent Backlund that is also the production Backlund is what we like to see. He just made the top 50 or 50-point board.
No,
Sorry, 50 plus minus or
no, he's top 4 and plus minus.
top 4 and plus minus.
Yeah. So you could say Backlund's back. Faked his backhand.
You could, but I won't. Thank you, Nate.
Okay, yeah, so that's the podcast for this week. Thanks for listening. If you like what you heard, go over to fantheflames.ca and check out old
Past
clips.
episodes.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff there.
Yeah.
Or you can always email us, ftfhockey@gmail.com, or tweet at us at ftf_hockey.
Yeah!